We take Henrik Lundqvist on a cruise fit for a king only on the Game 365.
Do you trust me?
Stopping everything.
Just over 2 years ago, the summer before the season in which Henrik Lundqvist was named the best goaltender in the National Hockey League, the Game 365 visited the New York Ranger in his hometown in Sweden. When you're done playing, where do you think you're going to live?
We love New York so much that we could see ourselves living in New York after. Take you guys on a little boat trip. You know, the West Coast in the summertime, the best way to see it is by boat. En blåbär och en... Let me buy you.
No, I got it. No. You take
You
care
don't
of
have to use money.
Huh?
You only have dollars. So let me buy you ice cream. Jättebra. Och så till honom också.
Thank you. I owe you New York. I'm gonna have some vanilla. You were kind enough to buy me some ice cream, and I was impressed. I didn't have the right currency at the time. I was embarrassed, but I'm gonna return the favor. This is American ice cream.
All right.
Put it right here, and you have it. Okay.
Oh, you get Swedish money. That's very nice.
You're kidding me. Well, I had American money in Sweden. Do you have any American money?
I do.
We got it.
You got it?
Thank you. Yeah, I got it. I just think
I recognize that color.
How much is this worth?
20 Swedish crowns is like $3.
It's not bad.
You keep that?
I'm gonna keep this in case I go back. How about this? Look at the name of it.
King Cone.
How about that?
Wow.
The dessert was only the start. In order to truly repay Henrik for his generosity across the Atlantic, we took him on the water, New York style. It's been 2 years since we went out in Sweden. How has your life changed in 2 years?
It's a big change. I'm a father now.
Hey, you can't beat daughters. I'm telling you, you can't beat them. I had to say that.
Yeah, you know what? To have a daughter and she's a year old now, 14 months, and it gives you perspective on a lot of things, I think. In the beginning, you don't really think so. You're like, yeah, pretty much what I expected it to be, but then it just starts growing on you. And now after 6-7 months, it really hit me, and now, you know, over a year in, it's I think it's amazing. It's real cool to come home and see her reactions and the way she develops. It's awesome. So this is the boat.
Oh yeah, this is not like the one in Sweden, but this is beautiful
Henrik.
boat.
Nice to meet you, Henrik.
Something I know nothing about.
All right.
Step aboard. Yeah, just right in
here.
here. Yeah.
How you doing?
Nice to see you.
Same here.
Step right on.
Look,
All
if I
right.
fall in, can you
Yep.
save me?
Exactly.
Looks
Not
Right
good.
here for you.
Do you need us
Take a
to
seat
do
right
any
there,
work
sit
here?
back, relax.
'Cause
Yeah.
that might be a problem if you want me to work.
Take a seat and enjoy.
Okay.
Let us know if we can get you anything to drink at any
All
time.
right.
Okay, everything looks great. Now it's not exactly like the boat in Sweden, but you're comfortable.
I'm very comfortable.
Okay.
Who's got sales?
I spent a week this summer on a boat like this, so
A
So
week.
you're gonna take the wheel,
Week.
right?
I can do that if you trust me.
Sounds good.
We'll give him a shot.
All right.
Don't trust me.
All right, we're gonna drop the lines. We're gonna pull out, get the sails up, and head south along the skyline.
All right,
Okay.
sounds good.
When you're changing diapers, you ever turn to your wife and say, you know what? I'm a sex symbol. What's this? What am I doing here?
You know what? There's moments where you realize your life have changed.
Looking at New York from the water, can you relax as much during the season as you are right now?
No, I'm like two different people. It's summer Henrik and it's winter Henrik.
Relaxed and at home on the open water, Henrik is a bit more intense indoors on ice.
Saved by Lundqvist. Great glove save by Lundqvist.
That demeanor has helped Lundqvist win over 275 games during his career. Needless to say, most of the time Hank heads home a happy man.
Save Lundqvist. Rangers win.
But Henrik's current life is helping him keep more of an even keel away from the rink, even after a loss.
To me, to win or to lose means so much that when we do win, I bring that home with me. But when we lose, you know, that might be a problem coming home. I might be a little grumpy, but having a kid, it definitely helps you to be better at that, because there's no room for, you know, sitting around and feel sorry for yourself or be upset about things, because you know, you have to take care of Charlize, and that's what matters now when you get home, and it's actually refreshing sometimes.
Talking about children, and I know you're heavily involved with the Garden of Dreams. I mean, it seems like a passion of yours. Why?
I think it opened a new world to me a little bit. I just respect people, the amount of time and money they put into charity foundations to help other people, or different organizations, and that inspires me too, to try to help. And obviously when you're in a position where you can use your name and raise money for a great cause, you know, if it's selling your masks or creating a clothing line or whatever it might be, to use your name for a good thing like that, it's pretty simple, but it could be powerful as well.
The King and an Ace. That's next on the Game 365.
The Game 365 is brought to you by Hager. Hager, real style, legendary quality since 1926.
Among major cities, New York packs the most people in the least space, creating a vibrant and cultured town in the process. Oftentimes in NYC, those living in similar circumstances come together. This is certainly true when it comes to the friendship of Henrik Lundqvist and Met star pitcher Matt Harvey. As far as that relationship, how did it develop?
Through friends, and that's New York to me. You know, you run into a lot of different people over the years, and what strikes me is that a lot of people that you meet have the same ambition or goals as you, but in different areas. It might be in business, it might be in sports, but in New York, people work really hard and they try to achieve, you know, their dreams. So it's easy to connect with a lot of people.
Team in New York, whatever sport, they got to win. They have to have good players. Do they have to have a star?
Well, I think that's more a question for the fans, not the players. Fans in New York, they love to lift people up and celebrate someone that they believe is doing something good, or they work hard, or I mean, it doesn't matter if you're out watching tennis at the US Open or basketball watching the Knicks or the Yankees and Mets. I mean, they all want to see guys do well and want to cheer them on. But all that can also turn pretty quickly. So I think you have to, you know, try to stay humble and just work as hard as you can. That's my only advice for myself, at least.
Visiting players, I remember playing baseball, coming into the city, you got up a little higher because of New York, because of the media in New York. You realize when you're in goal that these guys you're playing against might be a little bit higher than they were when they left someplace else.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time. You know, teams come into New York and they're pumped. You know, they're excited to be here and play. It's a big stage, and you have to expect tough games. You know, they're ready to go. I don't mind it though. It's fun to play here and to hear other players talk really well about New York and how exciting it is to play here. Just makes you feel even better to know that you live here and you play for a great organization.
What about the history of some of these teams you play against, besides the history of the Rangers? For example, Boston, Montreal, Toronto. Does that play a part in your mindset when you go into these places?
Well, when you go to a place where it's all about hockey, you know, it is a different atmosphere. I think what makes New York such a special place is because you have best of both worlds. You have the passionate fan, you have people that care so much about the team and about the organization, but at the same time it's such a big city and other stuff going on that you can have that peace, but you can also kind of disappear a little bit and live a pretty normal life.
Years ago, the Mets had a player named Mike Piazza. The team struggled a little bit, but he was always available to the media, and they always wanted him. I see the same thing. The Rangers are playing well. I see the media would like to have a piece of you a lot.
I feel it's my responsibility to sit there, and I don't want to sit there just when I had a great game and you know, really enjoy that moment. I almost feel more pressured, and I feel more obligated to sit there when I'm not playing well, to not explain myself, but just to answer the questions they have. Because you want to be there on both sides. You just don't want to sit there when things are going well for you. I think it's a good thing because it markets the sport and the players, you know, and if we want to grow the sport, I think to market the players is the first step. That's how the fans really start to, you know, get some interest about the sport. They recognize a guy on TV that they maybe like, or the way that guy plays on the ice. And so personalities and stars on the ice, I think that's important for the game to grow.
Friends to enemies. That's next on the Game 365.
The Game 365 is brought to you in part by asthma.com. Talk to your doctor. Coping isn't controlling.
You could say the goaltender is the foundation of a good hockey team. And if that's the case, the New York Rangers are built on solid ground.
Great save by Lundqvist again. How many times have we said that in this game?
Unfortunately, for a few weeks this winter, instead of relying on Henrik Lundqvist, some members of the Blue Shirts will be trying to crack him.
I remember my first Olympics, '06. We had, I think, 6 or 7 Czech guys going to the Olympics. And I brought out my Olympic gear, my last practice here in New York, and there was a lot of talk in practice. I think we had 10, 11 guys going. It felt pretty good to come back with a gold medal that time because we had so many competing in that Olympics.
Henrik, I'm over here with this wheel, but I'm not touching this thing.
Ah, good. I can feel you're blocking a couple times. Let it go.
That's nerves. Trust me. The hockey fan in New York is about as vociferous and intense as they get. Now all of a sudden, you're not playing for the United States.
Yeah.
Do they treat you the same?
We'll see. Well, you know what? Coming back, I remember that '06. There were so many people that were happy for me, even though I competed for Team Sweden, not the U.S. They still, they were so excited for the fact that we won, and that was really heartwarming to feel that support, and yeah, it was just a great feeling coming back.
Did the fans immediately forgive you?
Forgive me?
For winning?
For winning? Well, if we would have beat U.S. in the final, it might have been tougher, but that was not the case. So We'll see what happens this tournament, but the Olympics, you know, it's so special because you come in there maybe the day before, you get one practice and then you're going, so it's very quick.
Is the intensity the same or is it different from the Rangers to the Olympics?
Well, when you play international, it's a little different, different mindset of how you play. If you play Canada, yeah, the intensity is similar.
Yes.
Because they like to go to the net, they like to play the NHL style. But if you play Russia or Czech Republic, you might see a different look, or Sweden. You know, it's not the same tactics really.
Yeah.
And now with the big ice too, this year. Last Olympics were in Vancouver, we played on the small ice, NHL size. But this year will be a European size, so that will change the game as well.
It's interesting. You go from a New York tri-state intensity to a nationalistic intensity in a different country in the middle of the NHL season.
Yeah.
Is there an adjustment, or it's just like, let's just go do it?
No, you have to. Technically, it will be an adjustment, and you just have to deal with it when you get there. I think mentally you have to prepare for it.
What do you mean?
Yeah, well, you're going to think about it maybe a couple weeks before it's time to leave. You start thinking about what's coming and how to approach everything, and maybe even think about small details in the game that might, you know, affect you. But then when you get there, I think the first couple practices you will get a sense of if you need to change something in your game or adjust something. And then you have a couple games early on where you know, it's not on the line, but you still need to get some wins here. But it's definitely, when it comes down to the quarterfinal, that's where it's do or die, and it's only one game.
It's amazing. You make a great save against a guy who's playing with you with the Rangers. You guys win. Next day, you give him a hug. Usually you want to kill the guy that's doing it.
Well, maybe you don't do it right after the game, but you wait a day or so. But that's how it works. It's even when you play in the playoffs. You look across the ice and you can't stand the other players as long as you play against them. But when the series is over, you know, you respect them, and you respect them when you play against them as well. But it's just a different feeling. When it's over, it's over.
Who's the one guy you want to beat who's with the Rangers in the Olympics?
Oh man!
Just give me one name. We won't tell him.
You won't tell. Well, I think we don't know yet who's going to make all the teams. I think it's a good chance that Cali will make the U.S. team. Richie or Nasher. Nasher will probably make a Canada team.
So there's three guys, but we won't tell him.
Cali always goes after me, so maybe it would be nice to beat Cali in a big game, but I know I'm gonna have to eat up those words. He's gonna try to score on me now, but I just have to accept that challenge.
Critiquing the skipper. That's next on the Game 365.
The Game 365 is brought to you by Hager. Hager, real style, legendary quality since 1926.
Ryan Callahan wears the C for the New York Rangers, but Henrik Lundqvist is also undisputably one of the team's leaders.
That's a great save, Lundqvist!
This afternoon, away from Madison Square Garden and out at sea, Hank took a lesson from a different captain. Logan, talk to us about Henrik's sailing ability.
Sailing ability is pretty good. It's all about little reactions. Like when you see the boat move a little in one direction, you counteract. Or when you feel a wave pick up the stern of the boat, you kind of counter-react. And it's reflexes are pretty good. I guess that may go hand in hand with what you do on a regular basis.
It's not like steering a Lambo, that's for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a little bit of a time delay. So what we're kind of looking at is on the forward sail, there's some strings, and we try to keep those flying. So like right now, you can come a little bit up to the left or the port side, line the front of the sail up right with the George Washington Bridge. And that's going to be pretty much our perfect point of sail right here for the way the sails are trimmed.
What a contrast in lifestyle. Stopping a puck at a... What's the hardest a puck has ever been hit?
Yeah, I think right now the hardest shot has been 108 or something. That's pretty hard.
Especially if somebody's in front of you.
Yeah, but it's not a lot of times to get that. I mean, that's skating in on a perfect flat puck and just hammer it. It happens. But there's a few guys that can really hit it hard, and you have to just be ready for it.
Is there anybody you would, that's coming down the ice that you were thinking to yourself, I'd rather be someplace other than in this goal right now?
No.
Nobody?
No. And when you have that thought, you're in trouble. There's no way you're stopping that puck.
You know what's interesting is when you hear that a team loses 2-1, the goalie had a great game, stopped 32 shots. Now, when you're the goalie, you lose 2-1, you've stopped 38 shots. Is the stopping at 38 shots, does that overtake the loss?
Yeah, you're never happy when you lose. Then you feel like you could have done better and stopped those two.
It's amazing.
But at the same time, you have to be careful when you reflect over your own game. You know, sometimes you're trying to look for answers that it's just hard to find any good answers. Sometimes you just have to realize you're doing your job and just continue what you do, and you will help the team to maybe win the next game.
What position would you have played if you weren't a goalie in hockey?
I would probably be a forward. I like scoring.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's when you don't score as a goalie, but you like scoring. So
yeah, I do. I played with my brother a couple of times when I was really young, and I really enjoyed scoring. Those few games I played. But
yet you still went back to being a goalie.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That was my thing, I guess. I think the captain should take it over. Bring it in.